The Gum Chewing Rattler. A rattler is a snake, it's a rattlesnake. And the author is Joe Hayes. When I was a kid growing up in Arizona, that's where we live, I used to love chewing bubblegum. So do I. I always had a big juicy wad of bubblegum in my mouth. I'm not talking about just one piece. I would put 2 or 3 pieces of gum in my mouth. I might even put 6 or 7 of bubblegum in my mouth at the same time. I would be chomping away on bubblegum all the time, even at school. My teacher would see the wad in my mouth and snap, "Get rid of that gum right now." I had to take the gum out of my mouth and wrap it in paper and throw it in the wastebasket. I didn't care. I always had more in my pocket. My mom was the one who would really get mad at me though, because I would forget to take the gum out of my pocket and I'd throw my shirt in the wash with all my other dirty clothes. What do you guys would think? If you kept gum in your pocket and your mom put it in the wash, what would happen? Now, I grew up a very, very, very long time ago. The author did, not Miss Barbie. I'm not that old. And my mom had one of those old-fashioned wringer washing machines. Her washing machine didn't spin. She had to put each piece of clothing through the wringer and the rollers would squeeze the water out. She would put my shirt through the wringer and the rollers would squish the bubblegum right into the cloth and make a big, gunky stain on my pocket. Look at the mom's face. She looks kind of mad. My mom would say, "Look at this, you have ruined another shirt." But then one day something happened that changed her mind, and she never got mad at me for carrying bubblegum in my shirt pocket again. That day I was walking around out in the desert, and we live in the desert, boys and girls, so this could happen to you. I was daydreaming, chomping on my bubblegum and not paying attention to where I was going, and I stepped right on a rattlesnake's tail. Do you guys see this right here? This is the rattler, and it makes the noise like a baby's rattle. The snake couldn't rattle and warn me because I was standing on his tail, so he didn't even worry about it. He just came striking up through the air, aiming his fangs right at my heart. So he was like, "Ooh, gonna get him right in the heart." The rattlesnake hit me, bam, right on the shirt pocket. That's where I was carrying my spare bubblegum, and the rattlesnake's fangs stuck inside the bubblegum. There I stood with my foot on the rattlesnake's tail and his fangs stuck in my shirt pocket. He was thrashing around and whipping up against me. I was so scared I couldn't even move. I froze there, staring right into his beady little eyes. Those eyes were just looking hate back at me. The snake started working his jaws all around, trying to get his fangs out of the gum so he could get back at me and really bite me good. So he's like, chewing the gum. But, of course, as the snake was working his jaws around, trying to get his fangs out of the bubble gum, the gum was getting softer and softer. The next thing I knew, there was a little pink bubble coming right out of the rattlesnake's mouth. It got bigger and bigger and bigger till it was twice, maybe 3 times the size of a basketball. I got up all the courage that I had. I brought my hand up slowly and pop, I broke the bubble. The snake went flying back and his head hit a rock and it knocked him out cold. But that did take all of my courage. I fainted, and when I fainted, I fell in the other direction. I didn't come home for lunch, and my mom came looking for me. She found me lying there on the ground, and lying in the other direction was the rattlesnake with bubble gum all over his face. My mom asked me, "What happened?" And I told her the exact same story I told you. And you guys know what? she didn't believe it either. Did you? Boys and girls, he told a fib. That really didn't happen. Rattlesnakes don't chew bubble gum, but it would be kind of funny if they did.